So, good evening. We are back again. We are here with the Real Talk podcast. We only deal in facts about the club. And we're going to dissect this warm weather jolly up whilst we're on a 1 win in 7, being told by all of these journalists, mutant journalists, that we've got no money. Profit and sustainability is now the buzz phrase. And apparently we're Skint. So I'm not quite sure why we've spent a few £1 million to fly off to Dubai. But there we go. It is what it is. Funny, because on the flip side, we're also linked to Benzema, Bruno Guimaraes, Borja Morial. We're linked to so many players, Nana. So it's kind of, we're going to dissect it. Big up to everyone locked in, 450 inside. The likes ain't good enough. So been like our season. So make sure you are smashing these likes up. Big up Saeed in the chat as well. Make sure you sub to Saeed. Make sure you follow Jez's channel, sub to Jez. If somebody could get all of their links in one pinned comment, that'd be great. They are all in the description. Make sure you sub to Matt and follow Kenny Ken as well. But anyway, Jez, it's nice to have a weekend without Arsenal playing, especially after the calamity of the last few weeks. How you been, mate?
Yeah, really enjoyed the weekend. Watched loads of football. Done as a guest on different channels doing watch-alongs. Obviously, I don't like doing Arsenal watch-alongs because I get too stressed. But it's been a lovely weekend. No stress, no upset. Arsenal having a great time in Dubai. What could be better? You know, we've got our manager eating at some stupid restaurant where you eat off another man's meat. I mean, you can't make it. I just wonder who's paying for that. Was Arteta paying that out of his own pocket? I very much doubt it. But yeah, I mean, you can't make it up, man. I mean, yeah, let's all go hot weather training, recapitulate in the FA Cup, and we will reward you with a nice little trip out to Dubai. Yeah, lovely. Well done, Arsenal. Nice.
Not a bad life, is it?
Really.
Get paid millions of pounds every year for failure and then get free holidays on the company account. Brilliant. Kenny, how you been, mate? I know you're obviously missing going to the Arsenal, but I'm sure you've enjoyed some of the football over the weekend. How you been, mate? You're on mute, mate.
I'm missing watching us lose. I mean, last 3 games I've been to, we've lost every game. And yes, it hasn't been great. We've only scored 1 goal. So apart from that, it's been great not having the Arsenal. I've been watching a bit of football. You know, must say the Newcastle and Man City game was beautiful football. All the goals were fantastic. The Tottenham game, you know, I think it was the battle of the who's more deluded. You know, I think that if, you know, the Man United player, McTominay got the win off, I'm sure the positive Man United fans would have changed the narrative. Spurs fans, you know, they celebrated a 2-2 draw where, yeah, they were a better side. But one of the things about being a big team, you've got to win at Old Trafford. You've got to win there. If they're on their knees, you've got to beat them. But apart from that, I've been having a bit of a laugh. You know, I've seen our manager get fed by a strange man. I thought that was hilarious. I was watching, you know, both sides of it. You know, the people who love Arteta were anticipating a meltdown, because, you know, they wanted to defend their manager. And apart from that, I've been watching Fool Me Once with my daughter, and ready and fresh to go on this show.
There you go. All the lads' links are now pinned comment. Big up Static in the chat. Make sure you smash these likes up, 650 in it. Matty, we didn't do a watch along this weekend. Obviously, a weekend off. It's been nice to enjoy watching a proper club over in Spain turn up in a final. It was nice to watch a proper player come off the bench at Man City and inside 5 minutes turn the game on its head. And yeah, stress-free weekend for me. What about you, mate? How you been?
Brother, I had a great weekend. Me and the girlfriend went down to Savannah, Georgia, walked the Riverwalk, got some nice seafood. We had some fish that was fried, you know. Came back home, watched the Dallas Cowboy fans in tears. They're probably in the chat still recovering from yesterday, enjoying that as well. And hey, man, life is good, man. Looked up Real Madrid, pounded Barcelona yesterday, you know. So, you know, hey, man, all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. But it's time to get back to business And let's talk about this sham of a retreat that they were supposed to be having last week.
Yep. Yeah. Big up to everyone locked in. Yeah. It's almost like at Real Madrid. If you get a proper manager and proper players, you win proper trophies, isn't it? Like, just keep winning and winning. I found an interesting stat out, Jez, Kenny and Matty and the chat, that Ancelotti is the second most in Madrid's history for games managed. He's second. He's second highest for games managed in Real Madrid's history. 264 games. And
really?
Our manager has managed 203 games. Oh, dear. Apparently, it's crazy, man. 27 trophies. Apparently, he was washed at Everton, Jez. Yeah, he's now won 11 trophies at Real Madrid, and they just keep on winning. Apparently, all of our players get in the starting 11 combined with Madrid. It's a toss-up between Carvajal and Benjamin White. Yeah, Rodrigo's not been. Vinny's not been that good this season, so I'm going to put Bukayo Saka, and then lo and behold, the real star boy turns up in a final and bags a hat trick real quick. Anyway, that's enough of loving off Real Madrid. Sadly, our club will never get to that level. But Jez, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this jolly up we're on before we come to the actual money side of things. Yeah, we've lost 3 games on the spin. We're barely scoring any goals. We've gone from first to fourth, and we've won 1 out of 7. And now they're all on holiday. I see Declan Rice walking around a golf course with Rory McIlroy. I've seen our manager getting fed food like a toddler in a high chair. It's a bit of a shambles, isn't it, mate? First and foremost, what do you think about this warm weather training? And yeah, talk to me, talk to me. Oh my God.
Let's look at it, right? Tell me at any point, anybody out there, warm weather training, does it actually improve anything? I don't think it does. I know teams have done it. Man City have done it a couple of years ago. Did it improve them? Well, it didn't need to improve them. They went out and won the Premier League anyway. But with Skint, we have no money. We can't feed the dog now because we just, it's just drama. We can't give him win a lot anymore. We have to go down Tesco's and buy the cheap crap. You just can't make this up, man. 7 games, 1 win, right? And we'll reward you all, boys. Oh, don't worry, we're out the FA Cup. Don't worry about it. Rather than be training down on Hackney Marshes on a Sunday morning on their football pitches, getting punished for being absolute crap. No, we'll take you out to the millionaire lifestyle. Have a great time. Bring your girlfriend, bring the wife, bring the kids. It's you can't make this up. It's pathetic, man. It's just too easy for them all, and they are not held accountable for the downfall of this football club. And I find it disheartening. I get very angry about it, which I have done on a few shows, be fair, because this should not be happening at a football club of this level. Would this happen at Real Madrid? I don't think so. I really don't. I think they'd be getting absolutely berated by their fan base. Oh no, look at this. Look at the lovely pictures. I've seen it out there. Social media. Oh, look at the lovely pictures of all these guys having great fun, sitting on yachts and la, 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 la. How about go and do a real life, people? How about if you're actually a top flight footballer, go and do a proper day's work 12 hours a day, go and work with somebody that actually does a job and see how it is on the real flip side of life, not sitting out there having steak that costs about £1,000, yeah, which I'm sure Arteta isn't paying for that. It's our Skint football club that is paying for that. Because don't tell me, right, after that football match, the weekend against Liverpool, where we were booted out again from the FA Cup in the 3rd round, the Cronkies went down to that change room and said, yeah, boys, we're sending you out. Have a great time. I will pick up the tab. Don't worry, whatever you spend, we'll pick it up. Bollocks. The club, you, Kenny, as a season ticket holder, you're paying for that. And if I was a season ticket holder right now, I would be seriously pissed about it. Because I do not pay a season ticket, which I don't anymore. But if I did, I would not be happy seeing them jetting off to Dubai and having a bloody great time, walking around the golf course with Rory McIlroy. Brilliant. That's how to live life, isn't it? Don't give a shit about the club. Don't care about the badge. Don't care about the fans. You know, it's a bloody disgrace, Lee. And I'm very angry about it because these guys should be held accountable, not giving them praise and reward for failure. End story.
Absolutely spot on there. And somebody put in the chat a minute ago, warm weather training but can't play in the cold. And this is what makes me laugh, Kenny, right? Yes, it's great to go out on holiday to Dubai. Well done, fantastic. Warm your bones up, lads. Rest and recuperate, yeah, for the rest of the season. Well, great, fantastic, brilliant, great, yeah, well done. How is that in any way, shape, or form, mate, going to help us going forward? Like, because yes, it's not the only club that does it. Other clubs do it as well, right? But I genuinely don't see how this improves anything. It's just a case. Go on, mate.
The thing is, it doesn't. But you know, it makes sense now. When when I told you when I was I was coming out of the Arsenal Liverpool game, when I saw them all there, you know, everyone was carrying their bags, and they were even you know, like these suitcases they wheeling. It now makes sense that straight after the match they're on their way to the airport, to the nearest airport to get this to get themselves out there, because I believe they took their partners, and every player that I saw, with the exception of probably one or two, didn't have their partners with them. And I saw about 4 or 5 players. Ramsdale had his partner and the baby, and Benjamin White definitely saw his partner as well. But it says a lot nowadays with a lot of these people, warm weather training, blah blah. You know, if that's the best you can do during a sort of midwinter break, that's fine. The fact is, it's a good thing they all had their faces covered. Because I'll tell you one thing, right? Because I'll tell you one thing, the way the fans were after the match, I don't think many fans were in the mood to look at them, let alone, you know, have their pictures taken with them. But, you know, talking about your fame about the club being Skint, Arsenal Football Club is not Skint. We're not Skint. You know, what Arsenal Football Club, you know, it's got pots of money, but what Arsenal Football Club don't want to do is that they don't want to get anywhere near FFP because they're scared. Because there seems to be something, a mock, you know, happening at City Ground at Goodison Park again, where, you know, it seems like there's going to be another knock on the door because Nottingham Forest, surprise, surprise, you know, seems to have breached FFP, and well, Everton do it, you know, every day of the week at the moment. You know, it makes you think. It makes you think though that. If they're making examples of Everton, what's going to happen to our friends in East Manchester? But talking of Arsenal, if you don't want to breach FFP, that's fine, and you got a way of doing things, that's fine. But why not do what you really want to do and get some players off our books? Get them off our books. If we're really serious about winning the league, and we need to sign players, and you think, right, we've got to sell before we buy. Right. The player, El Neni, before he went to Cote d'Ivoire, first, he should be negotiating his exit out of here. Reece Nelson, I don't really rate that highly. Negotiate his exit. Smith Rowe, who we can get a pot of money from. I can think of 3 or 4 clubs, including one of the top 6, that would be happy to take him. Sell. He's not part of your plan. Sell. Do all of that, and then, you know, get the players that we need in. You know, if you, we all know we need a striker. I don't want to be linked with Benzema, because, as far as I'm concerned, if the player wasn't interested in coming to us in 2015, then I'm sorry, I don't want you. I don't need you. You know, I'm sorry things are going badly for you in Saudi Arabia, but I don't want you. And anyway, our league is so treacherous. Even the best players who tend to do it, you know, in other leagues, they come here and it don't work out for them. And a 36-year-old, I'm sorry, is not going to do very well in this league. I'm sorry. Don't want to burst anyone's bubbles. I rate him. I think he's one of the best strikers in the world, you know, in his pomp. But to get him to play in our league, when you've got a manager that demands that our players run for 90 minutes, no, it does. Sorry, mate. 2 plus 2 don't add up before there for me. So that's another situation. You know, we're talking about a guy called Arsena'L. You told me you've watched him at Getafe. I bow to your superior knowledge. You told me off air that there's nothing to get excited about. So apparently you told me the superior player is Mason Griffith. Oh, sorry, I mentioned his name. And anyway, whoopsie. Anyway, but, you know, that's the whole situation, you know. But if you're going to do that, let's get some bodies in. But right now, today's date is the 15th of January. We've got another 16 days. I don't see us getting anyone in. I don't see us getting anyone in because they're not being aggressive about it. They're hoping, and this is a club I know, they're hoping that the fact that Timber's now doing ball work, the fact that Partey went out of them and is probably doing ball work, that's it. No need to have a transfer window because those two are going to be fit. And then he can go back to Pan 8. I know what the club's planning. I know what they're planning. We'll probably get a defender on the cheap, but that's about it. There's no way, in my opinion, that I think the club are going to do any business. The only time they do business is probably if they can get so many players out the door. But when you hear Arteta saying that Eddie Nketiah is still a valuable member of the squad, then I'm sorry, you ain't getting your striker. We're not getting our striker we want. We're going to have to wait to the end of the season where we're going to go in an auction for Osimhen and Tony with Chelsea. That's the only way. That's the only business you're going to see. And then it's up to those two to decide whether they want Chelsea's money and the potential of it finally come good for Chelsea, or the fact that we've got a good enough team, not so much a manager, but we've got a good enough team to who knows, challenge if we had an Ancelotti. That's the best bet for our great club, because right now don't see any outcomings, but the money's there. Trust me, the money's there. The money's always been there. Arsenal have never ever been in financial trouble, not since I've been supporting the club. What they've done is that they kept the money tightly in their pocket and they spend when they have to. But you all know that when they're ready to spend, they spend. Look at what they spent on Declan English. Oh, sorry, Declan Rice.
Kenny's on form today. He's on form. You're spot on. Listen, there's over 1,000 people in here. 222 likes is a disgrace here, guys. So make sure you are liking the show. Pinned comment is Jez's channel, Kenny's Insta, and Matty's channel. Matty, let's come to you. After the game last night, the Real Madrid win, their president, Florentino Perez, has come out in an interview and said, I told Vinicius Jr. he should have scored more goals. 3 is not enough. This is the levels we're trying to get to, apparently. And we're swanning off to Dubai after 1 win in 7, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just like if your daughter came home from school with all Fs and you say, you know what, we're going to go get you a PlayStation 5, you know? You don't have to do well in school, you know? That's the mentality that's been handed down here. You know, you see the manager, he's out at steak restaurants. You know, that's going to motivate the players. You hear all these abject signings, these you know, Mayoral and all these folks. You know, it's just like, I was laughing at that comment. You know, you look at you know, like Kenny was saying, we've never been broke. We've bought 26 players since this manager's been here. 26 players. There's money there. It's just not being spent the way it's supposed to be spent. We know this. And to pile on a little bit more while y'all were talking, I was over there looking. I had to go all the way back to the World Cup last year. I said, let me see where Real Madrid was at on their break last year when everybody was getting prepared to come back from the World Cup. Oh, they were in Spain. They were at their ground training, getting prepared for the season. Arsenal, Dubai. I mean, I just, you know, this fan base just they lap this stuff up, man. And you know what's coming. Like Kenny said, you're going to come back We're gonna come back this week. I predict sometime next week they'll make the announcement that Thomas Partey and Timber is probably about not 80, 75, 70%, somewhere right around in there. Oh, he'll be back before the season. Partey will be back, light new signings, and we're gonna save. And then in the summer, we'll see Alvin Toney go to Chelsea, Manchester United, somewhere else like that. And we'll say, well, we tried, we bid, but it was just it was too far. We didn't want to go that far for a 28, 29-year-old striker. We prefer we get someone younger. We've heard all of the tropes and the talking points, and we know what's coming. But after this weekend, I'm going to tell you what's coming. There's a man that's back in town. The sheriff is back in town. You saw him this weekend. Kevin De Bruyne is back, y'all. And if you think that machine didn't get crazy, 5 this week. 5. They were supposed to be struggling. Oh man, they can't score any goals. 5. Well, I'm just telling you now, get ready, because the sheriff, Jez, appreciate this. There was a man going around town in black, Johnny Cash. He's on the way. I'm just letting y'all know he's on the way. So you might as well just go ahead and get ready, and just get ready to take it as it comes to you, because I know what's coming. I'm done.
Yeah, big up to Neria, Anika. Did Madrid win the league last season? No, they didn't win the league. They won the Copa del Rey. Barcelona won the league. However, they've won the league the season before, which was part of 5 trophies. Yeah, and as for that guy at Barcelona, Xavi, he was extremely lucky that he had the best defense in the league, and both the Madrids didn't play well last season. But I'll tell you something, he's gone at the end of this season if he lasts that long. And Madrid have already picked up one, mate. They're going to do the clean sweep. Unfortunately for Arsenal, we're not going to win anything. And it'll be heads up, on to the next. And say hi to Declan. Happy birthday, Declan. It was his birthday the other day. Did you all wish him happy birthday, lads? Do you know what I mean? This is kind of jarring.
You could do his birthday present. Send Declan a nice English meal, steak and chips in it. Instead of the ball bacon and cabbage.
It's true though, man. This comment here is spot on as well. These fans always make excuses saying we don't have the money. Splashed out 60 odd million quid on 29. Yeah, and got him the week we were linked to him. Exactly. We got that deal done so quick, put him on the most money in the club. Yeah, and paid over the odds for him. Yeah, but we got that deal done real quick.
Looks like sustainability to me.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if we're struggling on this profit and sustainability nonsense, right? Because first it was Wenger telling us we can't compete financially. Yeah, then it was FFP. Yeah, now it's we're on the watch list. Now it's the Premier League profits. Oh, but look at what happened to Everton. Look what's happening to Forest and Newcastle. Yeah. There's going to be more clubs. Yeah, well, sorry. Last time I checked, this football club is owned by a multi-billionaire who's one of the richest geezers on the planet. Yeah, our income surpasses most clubs on the planet. Yeah, and I'm pretty damn sure, having read up on this the other day, that we are not struggling. Yeah, we're not struggling. The COVID season, which is why we're on the watch list for UEFA, has basically been written off. Yeah, because we lost so much money that season because of lack of fans being able to go. Yeah, so there was 100 million or 130 million or something we lost that season. Yeah, so they wrote that off. Yeah, not only that, any debt that we have is attached to our owner, not the football club. Yeah, the payments for the stadium. Yeah, the ownership, when they got the full ownership back in 2018, around August, I think it was in 2018, just after Wenger went, I think. Yeah, they cleared the debt, 240 million, and they refinanced it to themselves. So this club is debt free. Yeah, they then took a bank loan out on 0.1% interest during COVID. Yeah, which I'm pretty sure ain't going to affect our ins and outgoings.
We paid it back. You made an interesting point about the COVID season. Like a lot of clubs made loss. It's funny. Obviously, I'm not a conspiracy theorist like you, but it's funny how this worldwide pandemic.
He woke up and chose violence. He's going for everyone today.
Everybody getting a worldwide pandemic that's killing everyone. It's funny how if this was such a massive pandemic, we didn't go the full hog of lockdown in terms of when it came to football. It was only probably a season of probably a few months.
Pretty much.
When we all came back in 2021 and COVID was still in our midst, but because football couldn't afford another loss, all of a sudden there's no pandemic. I mean, you can't make this up, can it? You can't really make this up about the whole situation, and in terms of like FFP. FFP is one of the biggest myths in football. FFP was brought by Michel Platini to stop the domination of Premiership clubs in Europe, and it's only probably in the 10th year that all of a sudden we're taking it serious in this country. You know what I mean? And therein lies a problem. Arsenal should never have any FFP considerations. In fact, when it comes to FFP, this is Arsenal perfect for FFP. We've been doing FFP since the Terry Neal days, because I only go back to Terry Neal days. So I can't go back to Bertie Mee, because Bertie Mee lost his job when I was only 4 years old, and I wasn't that. My brain wasn't in gear, no, but also all I knew that they play in red, and I was told everyone supported them locally. That's all I knew. I didn't realise how much I fell in love with them until I was about 8. So that's the whole situation. But what I do know since the age of 8 is that picking up a newspaper, throughout the ages, we've always called ourselves the Bank of England club. And because we're the Bank of England club, we will never ever going to be in that situation. But we've always surpassed ourselves. We broke our record with Ozil comfortably. That was before. Then there was the Lacazettes and the Aubameyangs,
Pepe
as well, and Declan Rice. And in between that, we spent massive on Havertz. So the money's always been there, And even when we've if you go pound per hand over, we spent more than Liverpool, and we've made more profit than probably the oil-rich clubs. So what the situation is that what Arsenal are telling our fans is we're not prepared to take a risk, because what we've been doing, our model's always worked. We will take plunge if we're 100% sure that player's worth it. So they probably said, right, when we bought Declan, we checked out his family situation, his parents, checked out his background. We probably did research in his personality, spoke to people at West Ham, what he was like as a person. Then we part with the money. That's how Arsenal do things. So all Arsenal fans out there, don't buy into this FFP thing. By all means, respect the club situation. But trust me, the money's there. Only the club do not want to make risk paying for it. And they say they don't want to do it in January. The only time Arsenal take the risk in January is probably with Aubameyang and probably with Arshavin. Apart from that, they've always been safe buys. You know what I mean? We were after Arshavin, and we probably should have got Arshavin early in the season, but we missed out on him. But it was always a case that we were going to get him in that January. Was it 2009, wasn't it? 2009. And Aubameyang, well, we missed out the top 4. We were desperate in the top 4 because the player we put in, Lacazette, unfortunately, wasn't the player we thought he was. He was better outside the box than inside the box, and he wasn't prolific.
Lee,
the thing is, Kenny, is you're totally correct on this. But talking about the financial situation, right? If you've got a multi-billionaire owner of a football club, how can you possibly think, or anybody, I'm not talking about you, how can people come out with these bullshit statements, Arsenal is skint? Because every one of us here, and I do it, I've done it, Lee's done it, you can go on Company's House website and you can see the cash reserves.
Yeah.
And you're telling me a man that, and his wife.
Yeah, his wife. That's the thing. We don't talk about his wife. Not that she's going to put any money into the account, but she can have.
They're not going to have top level accountants. Will have their finger on the pulse every minute of every day. because they will be studying this all the time. You don't become a billionaire for not knowing your business. You're a ruthless man. You're probably not a very nice man because you're going to tread on people in life, right? And you're not going to employ idiots. You're going to have the best of the best. He's going to have the top people coming out of Harvard and all those, the top universities probably in America and over here. The top brains that can run a business. They've got inroads into every single financial institution out there, right? That's how you become a billionaire. So Jim Radcliffe, right, richest man in the UK, he doesn't employ people, no disrespect, but he does not employ people from fucking Tesco's on the till.
Of course. It's of course. You know the old saying, I didn't go to Harvard, but I employ people who went to Harvard. That's the old saying, you know, and that's what, the club did. Every billionaire does it. Abramovich did it when he employed all those people. Hence the fact Chelsea were able to surpass even their expectations. 2 Champions Leagues, won everything going. They were like a machine that just pumped out trophies. The same at Man City. Unfortunately, Man United's billionaires, from Florida, didn't go to Harvard, and slowly didn't employ anyone who went to Harvard. I don't think any of their people went to Princeton. You know what I mean? They probably went to UCLA, acting school, rather than like Harvard. But that's why they're in a mess. But that's the whole situation. The club knows what it's doing, but the club is always going to play safe. It's the way it's been. When you've got a man like Ken Farrer there and you've got all these guys on the board, that's how Arsenal do it. The Conky's bought into it. They're not going to change something that's been working, seemingly been working for years.
You know what? I just, for me personally, I don't want to see him spend any more money. I don't want to see him spend any more money, because whatever he brings in the door, we're going to be stuck with. It's another one of these situations. We're going to overpay for the player. We're going to be stuck with the player, and it's going to be another one of these zombie contracts, as I'm going to start calling them, these ghost contracts that we have to sit on for years and years. The man has had money. He spent $65 million on a German paperweight. He spent $100 million on Declan Rice. He spent $30 million, I think, on Kivior. He spent Fabio. He spent top dollar on Kivior. He has spent more money. This man has spent more money on garbage. And when it's time to actually go out and buy quality players, he can't do it. Number one, he can't identify quality, because you see by his track record, 26 of some of the worst players we have ever seen in the history of Arsenal Football Club. A whole team with a bench he has bought. 26 players. That's a team with a bench. This man doesn't need to be allowed to spend any more money without some kind of oversight. No more. He needs to coach himself out of this.
Which he can't, because he ain't good enough.
Bingo.
He ain't good enough, and that's the problem. Yeah, he overthinks everything. I've said this on so many shows over the last year or so. You ain't gonna beat Pep playing Pep ball. He is the master. So why are people trying to copy him? The 2 managers that have won the title whilst Pep's been here are Klopp and Conte. They play nothing like Pep. Everyone's trying to be a little Pep light, a little mini Pep. Yeah, Pep puts a centre back at left back. Oh, here we go. Everyone's playing a centre back at left back. Yeah, Pep inverts his left back, who ain't a left back. He was a number 10. Sells him to us. Oh, we're inverting. Yeah, like, come on, what we're doing here? It's ridiculous. Pep plays super slow on the counter. Statistically, the slowest team in the Premier League on transition from back to front. Yeah, Sky Sports put it out the other day. Who are the other 2 that are in that bottom 3 for slowest build-up play on a counter-attack? Oh, his graduates, Vincent Kompany and Mikel Arteta. Yeah, stop copying Pep. Yeah, who was fastest on the counter-attack? Oh, Jurgen Klopp. No wonder they're top at the minute. Yeah, and this is the thing, yeah. Unai Emery doesn't play like him. Doesn't play like him at all. Yeah, Unai Emery, yeah, sits back, and counter attacks. And if he gets a goal, he'll sit back and then do you on the counter. Yeah, yes, he'll try and get a goal, but if it don't work after 20 minutes, he'll retreat and say, "Cool, we'll go 5 at the back, wing backs." Yeah, he don't invert. I don't see his fullbacks inverting. Yeah, I don't see Matt Cash inverting.
You know what? Everyone calls it pet ball. It's not pet ball. The pet.
Exactly.
There's only one. The person who created pet ball is now, God bless his soul, probably one of the greatest players that have ever played, and one of the greatest coaches and a real innovator. You know, is Johan Cruyff. He's the one who gets players playing positions they ain't used to, and obviously, the tracking back and the pressing comes from Bielsa. So, you know, Pep is a disciple of two people, Bielsa and Johan Cruyff. But in terms of, you know, you're right what you're saying. You know, you have to have your own identity. Klopp has his own identity. You know, Conte has his own identity. The difference between Klopp and Arteta is light years. And I'll tell you what it is. Klopp gets a tune out of his players. You speak to any Liverpool, ex-Liverpool player, be it Jamie Carragher, you know, be it Jamie Harrah, Souness, you know, maybe McAteer, all those players. They say Liverpool are only just started their process. They're probably 2 years away from winning the league. The only person who disagrees with them is Jurgen Klopp. He knows that he's just got a brand new midfield. He knows that he's bringing in players like Harvey Elliott. He knows he's got injuries to players like Shimi Sass and Robertson, and he knows that he's just had a knock to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that, you know, Slobosai hasn't gelled really well, but Endo needs a bit of work, although he's started playing well before. But you know what he does? He gets the maximum out of them. Those players play for Jurgen Klopp.
Yep.
He plays for Jurgen Klopp, and whatever system he asks him to play, he'll give it his all. Joe Gomez, who's not even left-footed. Look at his performances since he's played at left back. Phenomenal. Before that, he was covering for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Phenomenal. It's no accident they've only lost one game. And when do they lose one game? Oh, against Spurs down to 9 men when VAR pulled their trousers down at the ankle and left them at their ankles. What happens? And that's the thing. People say stop comparing Jurgen Klopp to Arteta. Well, why not? Because Jurgen Klopp can get a tune out of his players. Arteta confuses his players. And that's the bottom line. There's no way that our players aren't confused. You know what I mean? And hence the fact they don't know what they're doing out there. And they always look into him because there's no game management out there. You know the best. You know what Liverpool used to do under Roy Evans. You know, Ronnie Moran, obviously Paisley, Dalglish, and Joe Fagan. They never used to tell them what how to play. He said, right, you work out yourselves. And one of the reasons why he did that is because if you have a system of play, and you have a game plan, 9 out of 10 times that may not happen in a football match. What you had, for instance, the opposition coach can spring surprise. They can change the formations. They can change the personnel. So all that game plan could go out the window. So you've got to be able to think for yourselves. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you can't just go, oh, yeah, game plan, and then nothing works. You've got to be able to, make decisions. And I don't think our manager allows our players to make any decisions. He does it all for them. That's not the way to go. By all means, have a game plan, blah, blah. But you have to be able to be flexible. And at the moment, we're not flexible. Right? Our only flexibility this season is, oh, yeah, we get a last-minute goal, oh, yeah, and then we can lose our athleticism. Well, the players can't do that no more because other teams are now sitting back and saying, right, we got to make sure for that last 15 minutes and probably the 5 to 10 minutes of injury time, we got to be at it. We got to make sure we make our tackles. Watch the opposition. Don't let Arsenal, give Arsenal anything in the last minute. You do see it out. You win games. Seems to see games out comfortably against us, and that's down to him. He needs to let the shackles off and let our leaders make decisions on the pitch. And who knows, we'll be a better team for it, a much better team for it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, listen, 100% totally agree. You're spot on about the players looking lost as well. Like, Saka looks like he's given up. Like, honestly, yeah. Well, look at Kevin De Bruyne. In 5 minutes on the pitch yesterday, he's 1 goal behind Martinelli.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Oscar Bob, by the way, is 1 goal behind Martinelli.
Oscar Bob.
Yeah, Oscar Bob. He's 1 goal behind Martinelli. Yeah, he's 5 league goals behind Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
This guy came off the bench. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. And the thing is, the only way you're going to change this, and I've had so many debates with people on other channels, right? The only way you change it is if you get a proper manager. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're in a conversation for a title. Does anyone genuinely think we're winning it? Because I don't. We're going up against 2 managers that have won it. And we're going with a rookie that looks lost, confused, overcomplicating stuff. Yeah, has brought absolute crash.
Lee, and you're going up against a manager who has historically, even if he's in the behind, and I'm talking about Pep, even if he's behind, he walks teams down.
Yeah,
he walks them down like a man, like a bounty hunter. He comes all the way back. You thinking you're doing something, and next thing you know, he's 7, 8, 9 points in front of you. He does it all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing that's frustrating me is that there's actually an opportunity. It's actually an open title. It's open because of the fact Man City have dropped so many points, and that the fact that there's a lot of big games between everyone else. Like for instance, Man City don't do traditionally well at Spurs' ground. And obviously we've got a game, and then we got Villa still to come to the Emirates. We got Spurs away, Liverpool, and all these games. These are games where you think these 6 pointers, our manager's got to start winning these, And if we win them, we can win the league. And that's the frustrating part, is that we're actually quite close to some sort of success. We just got the wrong man in charge. And that was what I was saying on Dan's show last week when I spoke to Igal. Igal, respect to his position, he's not going to change. Nothing we say is going to change his mind. I respect him for that. I'm always going to respect him for that. One thing I did say to Igal, and I don't know if he agreed with me or not, but I did get him thinking when I was saying sometimes, a manager can only take you so far. I'm not saying he's done a crap job. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been totally crap. But sometimes you just look at it. Look what Chelsea did when they got to the cup success. And they looked at Ranieri and thought, right, Ranieri's no Alex Ferguson. We want someone like Alex Ferguson. Oh yeah, let's go and get Mourinho. What happened? Players that they already had there, like Terry, Lampard, he taught them how to win big games. Not just win big cup games, big games. The 6 pointers. Then he had Petr Cech on all those players, taught them how to win. And let's not forget, when people talk about youth squad, John Terry, when he won his first title, was 24. Petr Cech, 22, 23. Big Frank was a month off his 27th birthday, was 26. D.A. Drogba, about 26, 27. Iron Robben, only 20. He was shy off his 21st birthday. Damien Duff was only about 25. So when people talk about young team, Mourinho taught that young team how to win things. So when you talk about youth teams, it needs a manager with a bit of experience who can teach them how to 6 pointers. Now, being an Arsenal fan, I hope that's Arteta. But on past viewing, it's not him, because he couldn't win those big games to get to win us the league. And the year before, when we bottled the top 4, he wasn't able to see it over the line. So how unlucky can this man get before we think, well, you know what? We've got good players, but right now, their term is form is only temporary. We need to turn them to class players who do it week in, week out with very opposition and do it for a good few years. I don't think this manager is getting to that level.
You've just made a number. Sorry, mate, go on.
I'm saying a big name manager will. And that's the thing. And that's what my purpose is about Arteta. It's not personal. Got respect for him. You look at our marks last year when we did the player ratings. He had an average of between 8.5 and 9.
Yeah.
Until he fucked his lines, then he got low marks. You watch, don't believe me, watch the player ratings. I wasn't involved in all of them, but watch the player ratings and then call me a liar.
Yeah, mate, I've just googled the average age of that Chelsea squad in 04-05. 24.9 years.
Youth project.
And then I've googled how old our squad was average age last year, 24.6.
You see what I said? You see, I'm not a liar.
That's actually crazy. And this is the thing. Nobody was mentioning young squad back then. Yeah, nobody was mentioning young squad when Arsenal got to a Champions League semi-final. Yeah, in 2009, was it 2009?
I think
yeah, that was Liverpool. Was that the semi-final against Liverpool with Walcott?
Man United in the Champions League.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Rooney, Ronaldo. Yeah,
that one.
Right.
That one.
That was 2009. Yeah. Let's see what the average age of that squad was. Let's Google that. The average age of that squad. Average age was 22 years, 9 months. Average age.
2 years,
so
9
that squad was 2 years average younger than the squad that bottled the title last season. Yes, we didn't win the league, but we got to a Champions League semi. Yeah, cool. Nobody was waffling back then about Theo Walcott. Oh, he's young. Oh my God, Gibbs, he's young. Yeah,
I told you.
Van Persie's young. Yeah, Wilshire's young. Nobody was mentioning it. Oh, but he's only 18. Yeah, it's a load of waffle. Yeah. How old was Jose when he took over at Chelsea? Let me look at that.
What he was in 40? I was saying 41, 42. Yeah.
41. He was 41. Born in 1963.
Yeah, 41. There you go. Kenny knows this. Look at that. Kenny's football knowledge is insane. So he was 41, yeah? How old was Arteta when he took over at Arsenal?
38. What, 38?
Yeah. Mikel was 37 when he took over.
There you go. There you go. Arteta's age, 2019. Yep, 37. There you go. So Jose was 4 years older. Yeah. In that 4 years, how many trophies did he win?
Lee, you know what, Lee? Go back to with Jose. Go back to the trophy he won at Porto before he got there.
He won a treble. Did a treble with Porto.
That's what I'm saying. This is what when we talk about qualified individuals to move on to a successful club. And by the way, Porto is no small club. You look at again. We all three of us bring this up all the time. All four of us, bring this up. The manager should not have started here at Arsenal Football Club. We have wasted, and we're continuing to, as long as this manager is at the helm, we are wasting years of opportunity. Kenny just said it. We could actually be successful this year, but we've got the wrong man in place. And we're going to rue this. We're going to rue this now. Well, we're wasting time with an individual who is not prepared to get this football club to the next level and will not get us to the next level. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
The thing is, Matty, is like, you know, I was discussing this last night, right? We've got Arsenal. We've got some tough games coming up. We've got Palace at home, right? We've got some seriously not easy games in the next month. Am I confident we're going to win all them? No. We've got West Ham away, not easy. We've got Liverpool again. We know what they can do to us. I mean, if we do not get 6 points minimum out of those 4 games, we're done. We are done. Because at the end of the day, I'm not confident at all about that. And those other teams around us, they may well kick on and we're gone. See you later. Another season gone out of it. And then we've got the Champions League kicking back in when? Was it end of February?
Early February.
Yeah. Porto.
Hey, Jez, I've got something that's going to boil some one of your fluids. They just sent us. They just sent us confirmation that we have an opportunity to buy our tickets for the Porto game. Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it. Yeah, on the 12th of March is my 52nd birthday. You know what happens? I don't trust it to give me a 52nd birthday present. Win passage in the quarterfinal. That's how pessimistic these last 3 games have made me.
And rightly so as well, because there's been nothing to suggest that we can turn this around. Yeah, because you'd think that after losing to West Ham, you'd think you'd see a performance against Fulham. Yeah, and we didn't. Yeah, and everyone got hyped about a draw at Anfield. Right, do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Like, everyone got hyped about that, and then you're thinking, okay, cool. After we've lost to West Ham, we've lost to Fulham. Now go and beat Liverpool in the cup. We're at home. Yeah, do you know what? I heard a stat the other day. Yeah, right, because these are the kind of stats I do like. Yeah, none of this XG and field tilt and all that crap. Yeah. In the Emirates era, Liverpool have only won 6 times at the Emirates. 4 of them have come under Mikel Arteta. He's 4 out of 6 Liverpool have been whilst Mikel Arteta has been our manager. That is a joke in itself. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, Kenny, we were there. Yeah, when we were 2-0 down against Liverpool and went 3-2 up, and then Czech flapped Firmino shot in the Ozil bounce goal that night. You know, we scored 3 goals in 5 minutes. Yeah, 3 goals in 5 minutes against Liverpool. We're 2-0 up, dead and buried. Yeah, we found a way to come back. Yeah, and if Czech hadn't have flapped Firmino's shot in, we probably would have won the game. Yeah, why is it even Wenger at his worst has got a better record than this manager in terms of winning trophies, competing with bigger teams, even though we got slapped a few times here and there? How comes that man that we all wanted out is better at his worst? Yeah, and it was deemed unacceptable to finish and win a trophy. And now, go on.
Whether we dislike Wenger or not, and I began to dislike him towards the end, you know, there was a healthy respect for him. Players actually did play for him. You know, don't get me wrong. They knew that you know, he didn't watch the opposition. He tried to get young men to work it out on the pitch. And you know, unfortunately, we didn't have any leaders, but he did have a healthy respect. You know, and he was able to get performances, I mean, out of him, and you've got to respect him for that. Tactically, he was useless. You know, that, you know, formation wise, he was just, you know, like same old, and teams were working him out. But I think the frustration for a lot of people who made who went on marches to ask for Arsena'L to be replaced, and also subsequently wanted Emery out, they generally believed that they were going to get a big name. But what we've got is a guy who can build blocks, and is part of a process. He can, you know, get us into playing organised football. You know, he's got a wealth of coaching experience. You know, he loves the game. Mikel Arteta, no doubt about that. He loves his, you know, he has these ideas. But the situation is that right now we want him to do his job. He's not the head coach; he's the team manager. So, as a team manager, obviously we respect the fact that he's got to do the ugly side of things, i.e., buy players and everything, and be part of the disciplinary process. But we want him to be able to be that man who can bring us success, i.e., get players to turn players into winners and consistent performance, not just for one season, but season after season. We're at this stage of his career and this stage of his experience, he's not that man. He's proved it. He's not that man. Shake his hand, but I'll shake his hand.
The one thing I've always said on here, Kenny, yeah, Jez and Matty in the chat. Big up to Ola as well. Big up to you, my guy. Always love Ola. Come on, real one for life. Yeah, appreciate the donation, bud. And make sure you sub to the Fight We Show. I did put the link in the chat earlier on. Now, listen, we ain't even hit 500 likes. There's 1,300 inside, yeah? One thing I've always given Mikel Arteta credit for is he appears to care. He comes across like he does give a shit, right? Yeah. And you can tell that he's proud to be the Arsenal manager, which is cool. I like that. That's great. But it's very similar to, say, Ange Postecoglou, for example. Yeah, Ange Postecoglou sat in a press conference saying that he's come to Tottenham and he's going to try and win him a trophy and blah blah blah. 3 weeks later, he dumps him out of the League Cup and then says we're not obsessed with trophies, right? And we don't just want to go and win one trophy. We want it to be sustainable. All I keep hearing in football from Mikel Arteta, who started this, by the way, Arsenal Football Club started this project, trust the process crap. Yeah, and I said this on the show the other day, right? How can Birmingham City hire Wayne Rooney at 6th in the table, sack him 14 games later or 16 games later, 20th in the table, hire a new manager and have the audacity to tweet out, trust the process?
Right.
Yeah. How? And then Birmingham fans ain't outside the ground waiting to punch someone up. Yeah. In England, it's way too easy to finesse people off on vibes, emotions, and get them behind the manager. Just back the players. They wearing a shirt, just back them. No. Yeah, no. Yeah. You're telling me if Arsenal signed, say, who's a crap player? Harry Maguire. If Arsenal signed Harry Maguire, would this fan base back him? Yeah, because they didn't back Pepe. They didn't back Tierney. Didn't back Guendouzi. Yeah, didn't back any of them, did they? Yeah, so very easy to sit and waffle. And this manager is the master of waffling in press conferences. However, I do think he cares. But is he going to be that cocky and arrogant that if he win or when he wins nothing this season, that he's going to say, I'll give it one more final push? Yeah, because I'm hoping he don't. Yeah, because the only way I see this guy getting sacked, yeah, is if we get dumped out by Porto, yeah, and we're 6th in the table by then.
Well, that's
getting
sacked. Because, but I have an answer for your question you said the other day about field tilt. And this comes, he's an Arsenal fan. He has a massive YouTube channel. He's a gamer. He's a professional gamer. Very big in the FIFA world, right? He subs to my channel. He made him sub to you as well. And he came with the answer. Jez, field tilt is a term used in the FIFA world of playing gaming. It's where a player, a gamer, loses concentration in the game and then loses the game. Apparently, it's a term used in FIFA online football gaming stuff. And yet certain people have picked it up and now use it as a stat in professional football. Apparently.
Wait, well, I've seen another one. Yeah, Bayern Munich were playing the other day. My friend Jolien turned the game off. As soon as the stat came up saying that Musiala's escape rate was
escape rate
63%. So
what is MacGyver? Escape rate? I mean, what is
it? Oh, Chapo, bro. What's his escape rate?
Mission Impossible? I mean, 007? I mean, where are we at here with this? This is ridiculous.
Apparently, escape rate, I said prison break in the chat. Apparently, escape rate is when you're getting pressed and you have the ball and you're being pressed and you keep the ball and make a completed pass. That's an escape.
People are saying anything, Lee, to make themselves relevant, quote unquote, journalists, sports analysis, and they're just pulling stuff out of the air. We all have been watching football a combined 50 years or 60 years or some odd, and we have never, these terms, never, I have never, even in coaching, Lee, never heard these terms. Escape rate, expected threat, XG, XA, LMNOP, ABC, 1, 2, 3. I've been all these stupid terms, man. Look, man, the bottom line: can you pass the ball? Can you pass the ball in the space? Can you shoot the gaps? Can you stop balls from going in the goal? Can you score goals? Can you assist goals? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Can you win trophies
by doing it enough? You know what I'm saying? What about expected trophies? When can we expect trophies? Yeah, like it's ridiculous, man. It honestly is. The game's gone. Yeah. So basically, it means you're press resistant. You can keep the ball whilst being pressed by players. Exactly. That's exactly what it means. Yeah, you can keep the ball. Yeah, you can keep the ball. Yeah, when you're being harried. Perfect example: Jude Bellingham last night. He had 3 players around him. He popped the ball off, and Vinny Jr.'s clean through 1-0. Yeah. What was his escape rate? How do you work escape rate out if they get fouled? because he didn't escape, but he was fouled, so it wasn't his fault. How do you work escape rate out if he takes a shot afterwards? What's his escape rate if he escapes but then mishits the ball and it goes for a goal kick or a throw-in? What a load of cobblers. These idiots sit there with a fucking calculator on match day. It's pathetic. Yeah, and a compass. Yeah, and a spreadsheet. Like, how about stop complicating our beautiful game and leave it alone? Yeah, why don't you just go somewhere else and infiltrate another sport? Yeah, leave football to football people. Yeah, these people are wrong-uns, mate. Absolute wrong-uns. The only two stats that matter are the number of goals scored and the number of goals conceded. Facts. Absolute facts. Yeah, facts. Yeah. The latest metric is circulation. Do you know what? That's another thing I want to bring up real quick before we wrap this up. Yeah, right. What's going on, right, with these players chopping holes in the back of their socks? Did you see Freaky's socks when he came on the other day? He had about 9 holes in the back of them. What are you doing, mate?
But Saka's been doing that for a while, hasn't he? Koya?
But buddy,
they're not putting the socks over their feet. Yeah, they're chopping them. Yeah, so now they're not a full sock. Yeah, they're chopping the sock in half.
Hey, do you remember Paddy when he used to have fix on his around his chest area?
Yeah.
And then Robbie Fowler used to have
thing on his nose to breathe better. Yeah,
plasters on his nose. And God, you go to a certain part of Liverpool, they say he needed a plaster because he was doing something else. But
which he got fined 30 grand for celebrating on the pitch.
But I think it was the strange things. I mean, do you remember or do you remember one guy who used to have like the Alice band? You know, the guy who plays for Rangers but he used to play for Norwich. What's his name again?
Huckabee.
No, he plays for Rangers now. He used to play for Norwich. Blonde guy. Blonde guy. It's Arsenal fan. What's his name again?
What's his name? The chatter, no?
Yeah. Chat. Help me out, chat. But yeah.
Todd Campbell. There you go. Todd Campbell.
Yeah.
Go on.
Tom Campbell, yeah. Alice bands and all that. Those sort of things. You see them all in there. It's weird. Footballers are mad.
It is very weird. Like Madwakey wears a rag round his head.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? You're not allowed to wear a ring on your finger, your wedding ring, and if you do, you have to tape it up. But you can put a crash helmet on. Yeah, if you're in a goal. Yeah, you can put an Alice band on. I mean, surely, that Alice band you've got, it's got little spikes on it to pull your hair back. Like,
you remember Tevez was
a ring on your wedding finger.
You remember Tevez running around with the snoot? You remember that? You remember that whole?
Yeah, Hey, you guys remember Johnny Barnes about 30 years ago when he had long johns on?
Yeah,
tights when he was playing, and he had big gloves. You know these big gloves, mountain climbing gloves when he played.
It's crazy. The game's gone, mate. The game is gone.
The sock thing. There's a couple of people in the chat there pointing about they cut the socks to stop restriction. Well, that actually goes the other way because if people that have problems with the lower part of their legs, they wear compression socks to increase the blood flow. If you need to get increased blood flow to get oxygen into your muscles to actually stop cramp, you actually have compression.
Yep.
Yeah, I can vouch for that because of my blood disorder in my legs. So I have to have compression on my lower part of my legs because it increases the blood flow, increases the oxygen.
Don't you think as well, right? The fact that they chop their socks in half, because I've seen them. Their socks, there's ones that have the holes in the back, but I've seen enough of these footballers when their boot falls off, and then they're putting their socks are literally split in half, and then people wonder why there's so many injuries in the Premier League.
You remember we were watching it?
Not protecting their shin pad properly, which is not protecting their shin.
Yeah, I was going to say. You remember
Tresco used to do that when he was at Tottenham. He used to cut the the toes of his socks, and then he used to put silk socks on under the. Yeah, he used to cut when he was at Tottenham. Tresco used to cut the toes of his football socks, and then underneath he used to have silk socks. Silk socks underneath it. So
go on, mate. Go, man. Go on.
You remember we was watching that game? It was probably about 2 or 3 games ago, and the player's shin guard fell out, and we were laughing. We were like, "Bro, surely that's not his shin guard."
It was half the size of my iPhone.
I mean, it was maybe no bigger than this. I mean, and I was like, no wonder these cats getting killed, man.
Look at the boots. Look at back in the day, the boots, yeah? They used to just have jet black boots that were proper solid leather boots with the metal studs. Yes, obviously technology moves on, yeah? But it's no coincidence these people are breaking bones in their toes and their ankles and metatarsals and this and that. The boots are paper thin.
Yeah,
Then they're wearing tiny little shin pads. And yeah, cool, a shin pad's not going to stop a leg break if it's going in at force. Of course it ain't. Yeah, but when you're getting a stud, a blade stud, yeah, on you, yeah, and that shin pad's now in a sock that's split in half, so it's not got enough elastic to hold it in place properly, surely, you're going to get more injuries. Come on. Yeah, plus the fact that they're running more compared to what they used to. Yeah, plus the fact there's more games and people are making out that this is, oh my God, it's VAR, it's refs, it's too physical. No, it's not. It's basics. Wear thick boots, wear proper socks, wear proper shin pads. Yeah, run less. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Look at Poch, when he went to Tottenham and to Chelsea. I can't remember the name of the term that they used for his bleep test, yeah? They have to run, I think, a 80-meter stretch in 45 seconds. Yeah, then they have a 5-second break. Then they have to run 100 meters in 5 seconds less. Yeah, then they have a 5-second break. Then they have to run another 120 in 5 seconds less, and so on and so forth. Why are you doing all this running?
That's why. That's why a lot of these players are getting hurt. Lee, they're doing stuff in training that is basically wearing them down, and then by the time they go play, their bodies you just think about it. 90 minutes. You're playing 90 minutes of football, and you've basically played 45 minutes before you even touch the ball in a game. I've long said that. Even as a coach, I've long said you shouldn't wear your players down to where when you play, they're pretty much shut out by the time the game is over. They're not gonna make it a whole season.
Facts.
That's a whole nother discussion here when it comes. You talk about as far as with players' health and how they're being run into the ground. Compound that, Jez, by playing these worthless international games. So
you guys all played football, right?
Yeah.
Now, I was never great at football, but right. Even when I was refereeing, I used to play the 7-a-side team for fitness, right? My shin pads, were the ones where they were like a.
Hold on. Why
you had to put your foot into them. So
with the ankle protection.
Ankle protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had a proper shin guard, and it was like a boot almost, but they were flexible, so it wasn't like a solid bit of plastic. It moved, but you actually put your foot into it, and that was only for playing 7-a-side. It wasn't 11-a-side, whatever. But you look at it nowadays, and you see it on a game, don't you? A crunching tackle. Yeah, and the bloody shin pad, which is smaller than my sodding phone, flips out. What is that going to do to protect you?
Hey, Jez, you refereed a time when it actually was actually stipulated in the rules that a player wasn't allowed to play unless he had shin pads on.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day when I was about 18. Because when I was playing school teams, it was never a stipulation. Then when I started playing when I was late teens, 20, I wasn't allowed to play unless I had shin pads. So we used to always either bring 2 pairs in case someone forgot a shin pad. There was one bloke who I played against who, because he didn't have his shin pads, he got newspapers.
Yes.
Newspapers. Yes. So when I tackled him, all that came out was like back a page, page 3 girl, picture of page 3 girl came out. You know what I mean?
Look at the size of these. This is the shin pads they're wearing, mate.
Race of time, man.
Look, you can get 2 in one hand.
It's ridiculous. It's a bad example for young kids learning the game. If they're playing in that sort of that's what
that's proper football boots, that mate. Come on.
Right here. This is it right here. This is all you need. All this. That's all. Keep it.
Proper boots.
15 years wearing the same boots.
Go on, mate.
Proper predator boots.
Yeah.
They are. Right. But it is true because Kenny, you've nailed it right on the head, man. It used to be in the laws of football, and as a lino, right? If you were in a proper game where you had proper referee, proper linos, yeah, qualified referee to the lino, yeah, you would check a player's boots and you'd check he had shin pads on.
Yeah.
If he didn't have shin pads on, you'd send him back and say, go and put your shin pads on.
Yeah.
Because that was in the law of the game.
Do you remember back in the day, what was that stuff called, yeah? Where it was freezing cold and it was like in a little pot, yeah? And it was like oil. And it was like deep heat, similar to deep heat.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
what was that stuff called? Yeah, because that used to rub that over your legs and over your
Icy
arms.
hot?
So, yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah, we call it icy hot over here. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Rub it on your legs, yeah, to warm the muscles and everything up because you're going out on an ice cold, rock hard pitch, man.
Yeah, I mean the game. I mean, you look at.
Did right, and when I was refereeing, I used to use deep heat on my legs, yeah, especially in winter. The one big mistake I made once was I did it I'm in the changing room. It was a game. It was a cup game, right? And I had 2 linos there, and I said to my senior lino, I said, "Right, you're going to take yeah. I'm just going to the loo, boys."
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll
take it one time, Jay. One time, you won't make that mistake again.
Man,
yeah, man. I mean, it's you just look at how the game has changed, evolved. And you remember the jerseys used to be larger. Guys would run around the pitch with larger jerseys in. Jerseys, as your referee, you remember this. You used to tuck your jerseys in because that was easy to see if somebody's pulling you. You know, so it'd be easy, to be identified. Shin guards were, like you said, larger. Socks were looser, but you pull them up. And now you got guys with barely nothing on.
Yeah, Henry used to have his socks up over his knees.
Yeah. That's how I grew up playing. Yeah, so you used to the referee would make us pull them up over the knee, and he would check before the game. And if they weren't up, yeah.
This is what that stuff was called. Big up to Edu Saxtos in the chat. Yeah, rub A35. That's what it was called. It's like a heat solution. Yeah, mate, that stuff was mad. That stuff was so good, man. Like honestly, it was like you're out on a sunny day, on a freezing cold day. Like it was crazy. Man said, Jez, pick up Yeti, man. He said, Jez grabbed the glue instead of the deep heat.
Crazy deal, man.
And play. They used to put deep. If you went to the toilet, they put deep heat in your boots. So when you went out, you were in agony when you were playing. Well, you know what I mean.
All right, big up to everyone who's locked in. We are going to wrap this up and redirect to Rants. He's doing a Man United mutant Twitter. I told you this year we're going to dominate. Yeah, we're going to dominate. Big up to Chris Clark. Sorry, bro. I've only just seen this. You sent this like 20 minutes ago. We got lucky in the Liverpool game. Trent should have scored that goal. That would have put us 7 points behind them instead of 5. Arteta out. Facts. Yeah, he should have scored. Big up to you, bro. He should have scored in the first game as well. The cup game he hit the bar as well, didn't he?
He's injured now, isn't he? I was at the game when he actually did a block tackle and he went down on his knee, but he carried on playing. But I think so. Yeah, but the thing is that they'll cope anyway because they're playing. All he's got to do is move one.
He'll just put what's his name there?
Bradley, the Irish guy. He played against Fulham, so Klopp would get a tune out of him.
Or he'll put Gomez there. Yeah, we'll just play Gomez there because he can play. Yeah, he can play. Big up to Anthony Burton as well. Adidas Coppers. I wore them in the 90s, Matt. Yeah, they were bad boy football boys.
Bad boys, man. Yeah, bad boys, man.
Yeah. Big up to everyone who's locked in, man. Smash these likes up. I'm going live with Northside for the Algeria-Angola game. He's obviously got family tree, family heritage from Angola. Yeah, so he's going to come and watch Mahrez absolutely dunk on his country.
Ghana lose to take third.
They lost him.
Sorry to my Ghanaian friends. I know you've got a rivalry with the other West African country, Nigeria. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, mate. But
yeah, they lost to Cape Verde, which, funny enough, Northside from as well.
Celebrations as well when they went into the States to celebrate the winner.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, Northside's got about 4 countries he can support, bruv. Like he's covered in all cases. Cape Verde, Portugal, Angola. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, most of us support Mozambique. They put
no, Cape Verde, Angola, and Portugal, and then obviously Arsenal. But yeah, listen, big up to everyone who's locked in. Jez, your channel link is in the pinned comment. What you got coming up, mate?
Wednesday night, on with Kenny Kent, and we're doing our worst Arsenal players.
If Ozil's not in that list, it's a disgracia, guys.
Hey, if we get Ozil on that list, I think I will be subject to a few threats of a few right-handers when I go to the
Hey, can you get a couple of elbows going on the
and they'll probably knacker himself lifting their arms out to throw a punch at me, but that is pushing it, you know that.
And then it's going to be the worst Arsenal players we've seen, and a match review.
Yes, I'm still struggling with my goalkeeper, you know that.
Hey,
I'm still struggling. I've got most of the team.
Same as that. Goalkeeper wise, struggle. Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing: the centre forward, right? I think the lady fans, give you a clue. The lady fans will be furious with me if I choose this guy. But I think, but the reason why I'm going to think, the reason why, one thing I will say, I won't give anything away. There's a lot of myths at Arsenal in terms of how great they were when they played for us. Along with Granit Xhaka, he's probably one of the biggest myths in our club.
It'd be interesting. I'd be interested to see what other people think of what their worst Arsenal players. And then we'll do a match preview as well, Kenny, about the Palace game on the same thing.
Talking to Palace, I'm hearing rumours that Alissier's done his hamstring again. Palace, Jack Ramsey told me.
So, yeah, apparently so. And then, I'm not sure it's tomorrow. I think it's next week. I'm on with Dan Potts on his show, and that'll be entertaining. Good old Dan, nice fella. And,
I wonder who's in there with you. Jez.
I don't think it's tomorrow. I think it's next week. I don't know. I've no idea, man.
I'm sure it's tomorrow, Jez.
No,
I've not heard anything yet, but
fair enough.
I can't do it tomorrow anyway because I've got a hospital appointment. But so it'll have to be next week. I can't do it tomorrow.
I forgot. I'm on Dan's show as well tomorrow. I forgot.
There you go.
Oh,
I thought you were on it, but
change it then. I might have to change it. And
you know, I'm sure. I don't know. In a day, I don't know who I'm going to be on with, but I don't know. You know, hopefully it's with the panel we had last week. So I enjoy myself. It's good to know Tushy and Igal. First time I've done something with Igal in 4 years, but I think there's a better chemistry with me and Igal than there is with you, Lee, mate.
You've got more patience than me. That's why.
I don't know.
Igal's a good guy. Although I told Igal off for living not too far from the ground, not getting enough games. So he's I put him on a naughty step for that. But look, he is what he believes what like I said, he doesn't stray from his view. He wants to back the manager. I respect for him and that, and I hope for his sake that the manager delivers for him. And because if he delivers for a gal, that means I'm going to be on the steps of the town hall in May celebrating us winning the title of the Champions League. I just can't see it.
There we go. So yeah, make sure you sub to Jez, follow Kenny, and both their links are in the pinned, and they're in the description if you're watching on playback, and also Matty's as well. But Matty, what you got coming up, bro?
I'm just laughing. I'm looking at y'all talking. I'm looking at these names folks throwing out. I forgot all about Vito Manoni. I forgot all about him.
Thanks, mate.
I forgot about Vito Manoni. Good Lord. But no, I am. I've got a few things going on this week. Thursday, hopefully, if my schedule allows it, I'm going to probably do an Ivory Coast in Nigeria watch along. Yes, that's a barn burner of a game there. So I'm looking forward to that. And getting ready for this weekend, man. Getting ready for this weekend. We're back to Arsenal madness.
Yeah, man. Make sure you sub to all the guys. Follow Kenny Ken's Insta as well. Big up to Riku for the donation as well, buddy. Yeah, them boots were sick. I can't lie. They were quality. Them T90s, mate.
T90s, yeah.
Proper. But Rome wasn't built in a day. We're overachieving. Mate, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Lee, you saw Ancelotti's face in that Atletico game. If they you saw that.
Did you notice the accountability? Accountability is a thing at Real Madrid. Kepa conceded 3 in the Madrid derby in a semi-final. They won the game. Didn't start the final though, did he? Yeah, didn't start the final because he was trash. Yeah, so they put their third goalkeeper in.
I have to ask. I didn't see it. I'm going to watch the goals again, but don't tell me that they took a shot from about 40 yards, and you know what Kepa's like in long shots or.
No. He flapped at one big time.
So scandalous. Yeah, you got to see him. You got to see him.
Yeah, go and have a look at the highlights. They'll be on YouTube. Yeah, they'll be on YouTube. And have a look at the highlights. 5-3 game. It's the first time Simeone's conceded 5 as Atleti manager as well. But yeah, big up to everyone who's locked in. Big up CFC Pirate as well. A frame in YouTube can never be better than this. Legends. Big up to you, my bro. Come on. Thank you very much, man. Kind words. And thanks very much, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. We're going to redirect to Rants. He's currently on his Mutant Man United Twitter show. We're balling out this season. We're highlighting and exposing these fraudulent bastards, for infiltrating our lovely game. And make sure you go and spam his chat. Lee sent me. I'll be back on the Reacts channel later with Northside for the Algeria Mares FC against Angola. So yeah, man, we're out of here. Arteta out. Big up to everyone who's locked in, man. Laters.
Let's get